What if I told you that 3 simple practices, done just once a month, could completely transform your financial future? That the difference between people who struggle with money forever and those who build lasting wealth isn't luck, talent, or even how much they earn, but these 3 monthly habits that take less than 2 hours total. Let me tell you about Sarah. 3 years ago, she was like millions of people, earning a decent salary, but somehow always running out of money before the next paycheck. She had that constant knot in her stomach every time she checked her bank account. Sound familiar? Sarah tried everything. She downloaded budgeting apps that she forgot to use after a week. She promised herself she'd stop buying coffee every morning, then felt guilty when she inevitably broke that promise. She even tried the extreme route, cutting out everything fun, which lasted exactly 12 days before she rebounded harder than before. But then Sarah discovered something that changed everything. Not another budgeting method or get-rich-quick scheme, but 3 simple practices that she now does religiously on the first Sunday of every month. These practices take her less than 2 hours total, and they've helped her go from living paycheck to having 6 months of expenses saved, paying off $15,000 in debt, and actually feeling excited about money instead of anxious. And here's the best part. These aren't complicated financial strategies that require a degree in economics. They're simple, actionable practices that anyone can implement, regardless of their current income level. Today, I'm going to share those exact 3 monthly money practices with you. We'll cover the monthly money date that takes just 30 minutes, but gives you complete control over your finances, the future self-visualization that programs your brain for success, and a monthly money challenge that turns saving into a game you'll actually want to play. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system that you can start implementing this month. But first, let's dive into why monthly practices are so much more effective than daily budgeting obsessions. Why monthly practices work. Here's something most financial advice gets completely wrong. It tells you to track every penny, check your budget daily, and basically become obsessed with money. But research in behavioral psychology shows us something fascinating. The people who succeed long-term with money don't think about it every day. They think about it strategically in focused sessions. Dr. Roy Baumeister's research on decision fatigue shows that our willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired. When you're constantly making money decisions, you exhaust your mental resources. But when you batch these decisions into monthly focused sessions, you make better choices and stick to them longer. Think about it like this. Would you rather do laundry every single day, washing 1 shirt at a time, or batch it once a week and be done with it? The monthly approach to money management works the same way. You do the heavy thinking once, then operate on autopilot until your next monthly session. Plus, monthly practices align with how your bills actually work. Your rent is monthly, your subscriptions are monthly. Most people get paid monthly or bi-weekly. It just makes sense. Practice number 1, the monthly money date. Let's start with the first life-changing practice, the monthly money date. And yes, I call it a date because that's exactly how you should treat it. This is a sacred time between you and your financial future. Here's how Sarah does her monthly money date, and how you can too. She blocks out the first Sunday morning of every month from 9 to 10 a.m. She makes her favorite coffee, puts on music that makes her feel confident. For her, it's jazz, but maybe for you it's classical or even some upbeat pop. The key is creating an environment where you feel calm and focused, not stressed. She turns off all notifications, tells her family she's unavailable for the hour, and treats this time as seriously as she would a meeting with her boss. Because that's essentially what it is, a meeting with your future self. The 4 components. The monthly money date has 4 components, and I want you to do them in this exact order because the sequence matters psychologically. Component 1, the financial snapshot. First, you take a complete financial snapshot. This means logging into every account, checking, savings, credit cards, investments, everything, and recording the current balances. Sarah uses a simple spreadsheet, but you could use an app like Mint or Personal Capital if you prefer. The key is to do this without judgment. You're not here to beat yourself up about last month's spending. You're here to gather data, like a scientist studying their own financial behavior. Sarah actually says out loud, "I'm curious about these numbers," which helps her stay objective instead of emotional. Write down your total assets, total debts, and your net worth. Yes, even if it's negative. Especially if it's negative. You can't improve what you don't measure. Component 2, the monthly review. Next, you review last month's spending. But here's the twist. You're not looking for things to cut. You're looking for patterns and asking yourself one key question. What did I spend money on that made me genuinely happy? And what did I spend money on that I've already forgotten about? Sarah discovered that her $12 monthly Spotify subscription brought her joy every single day. While the $40 she spent on random Amazon purchases she couldn't even remember buying clearly weren't aligned with her values. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being intentional. Categorize your spending into 3 buckets: loved it, neutral, and regret it. The goal is to gradually shift more money from the regret it category to the loved it category. Component 3, the upcoming month plan. Now you plan for the upcoming month. Look at your calendar. What do you have coming up? Birthdays, events, travel, annual subscriptions renewing? Sarah keeps a running note on her phone throughout the month of things she wants to budget for, so she doesn't forget during her money date. Set 3 financial intentions for the month. Not restrictions, but intentions. For example, I intend to cook dinner at home at least 15 nights this month, or I intend to research and start that side hustle I've been thinking about. The language matters. I intend is much more powerful and sustainable than I won't or I can't. Component 4, the automation check. Finally, you review and optimize your financial automation. This is where the magic happens. Sarah has automated transfers to savings, automated bill payments, and automated investments. She reviews these monthly to make sure they're still serving her goals. Ask yourself, what money decision am I making manually that I could automate? Maybe it's setting up automatic transfers to savings the day after you get paid, or automating your retirement contributions. The goal is to remove as many money decisions as possible from your daily life. Here's what's powerful about this. By the end of your 60-minute money date, you have complete clarity about your financial situation. You've learned from last month's choices, you've set intentions for the upcoming month, and you've automated as much as possible. You can spend the next 30 days operating on autopilot, making money decisions from a place of intention rather than impulse. Now, the monthly money date gives you clarity and control, but the second practice is what actually rewires your brain for long-term financial success. It's based on cutting-edge neuroscience research, and it might be the most important 15 minutes you spend each month. Practice number 2, future self-visualization. The second practice is what I call future self-visualization, and it's based on fascinating research from Stanford's virtual human interaction lab. Dr. Hal Hershfield discovered something remarkable about people who make better long-term financial decisions. In his studies, people who could vividly imagine their future selves, who they'd be in 10, 20, 30 years, made dramatically different financial choices than people who couldn't connect with their future selves. They saved more, spent less on impulse purchases, and made decisions that their future selves would thank them for. Here's the problem. Our brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards over future benefits. When you're deciding between saving $50 or buying something you want right now, your brain literally processes your future self as a stranger. You feel more connection to a random person on the street than to yourself 20 years from now. But when you regularly practice future self-visualization, you strengthen the neural pathways that connect present you to future you. You start making decisions not just for who you are today, but for who you'll become. How Sarah does it. Here's how Sarah practices future self-visualization, and it's become her favorite 15 minutes of the month. Right after her monthly money date, while she's still in that focused, intentional mindset, she does this visualization exercise. She sits comfortably, closes her eyes, and takes 5 deep breaths to center herself. Then she imagines herself exactly 10 years from today. Not some fantasy version, but a realistic future Sarah who has consistently made good financial choices. She visualizes walking through her future home. Maybe it's paid off, maybe it's her dream house, maybe it's smaller, but in a location she loves. She feels the sense of security that comes from having an emergency fund, the pride of having helped her kids with college without going into debt, the freedom of having multiple income streams. But here's the key. She doesn't just visualize the outcomes. She visualizes future Sarah thanking present Sarah for specific decisions. Thank you for setting up that automatic investment account. Thank you for choosing to cook at home more often. Thank you for starting that side business, even when you were scared. Your future self session. Here's exactly how you can do your own future self visualization session. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted for 15 minutes. Set a gentle timer. Don't worry about the time passing. Close your eyes and take 5 slow, deep breaths. With each breath, feel yourself settling into the present moment. Now, I want you to imagine stepping into a time machine that takes you exactly 10 years into the future. You step out and see your future self. Notice how they carry themselves. There's a confidence, a calmness about money that present you is still developing. Your future self is genuinely happy to see you because they know how hard you're working to build the life they're now living. Look around at your future life. What's your living situation? How do you spend your days? What kind of work are you doing? What relationships do you have? Notice the sense of security and freedom that comes from years of consistent, intentional financial choices. Now here's the most important part. Let your future self give you specific advice. What 3 things should you focus on financially this month that would make the biggest difference? Listen to what they tell you. They might say something like, start that emergency fund with just $25 this month, or look into that certification program you've been considering, or stop buying lunch out every day and use that money for your dream fund instead. Spend a few minutes in conversation with your future self. Ask them what they're most grateful for, what they wish present you knew, what they want you to stop worrying about. This isn't fantasy. This is your brain creating a bridge between present choices and future outcomes. Before you return to the present, ask your future self to send you a feeling. The feeling of financial security, confidence, and freedom. Let that feeling fill your body. This is what you're working toward. This is why the small daily choices matter. When you're ready, thank your future self and slowly return to the present moment. Take 3 deep breaths and open your eyes. Why this works? What you just did is literally rewire your brain. You strengthen the connection between present you and future you. For the next month, when you're faced with financial choices, you'll find yourself naturally asking, what would my future self want me to do? Sarah says this practice changed everything for her. Instead of thinking about saving as deprivation, she thinks about it as a gift to her future self. Instead of seeing investing as complicated, she sees it as a conversation with the person she's becoming. Now you have clarity from your money date and motivation from connecting with your future self. But the third practice is what makes it all sustainable long-term. It turns the whole process into something you'll actually look forward to each month. Practice number 3, the monthly money challenge. The third practice is the monthly money challenge. And this is what transforms money management from a chore into something you actually enjoy. It's based on gamification principles that tech companies use to make their apps addictive, but we're using these same psychological triggers to make good financial habits irresistible. The psychology of gamification. Think about why you can spend hours playing a game on your phone, but struggle to stick to a budget for more than a few days. Games give you immediate feedback, clear goals, progress tracking, and small rewards along the way. Traditional financial advice gives you none of these things. The monthly money challenge fixes this by turning your financial goals into a game with levels, achievements, and rewards. But unlike mindless phone games, this game improves your actual life. How to design your challenge. Here's how to create your monthly money challenge. Each month, you choose one specific financial behavior to focus on, turn it into a measurable challenge, and create a reward system that motivates you. Step 1. Choose your focus. Sarah rotates through different financial areas each month. January might be Emergency Fund Month, where she challenges herself to find $100 to add to savings without touching her regular budget. February might be Side Hustle Month, where she commits to earning an extra $200 through freelance work or selling things she no longer needs. The key is to choose one specific, measurable goal that feels challenging but achievable. Not save more money, but save $150 this month by bringing lunch to work for 15 days. Not make extra money, but earn $100 this month by selling in used items on Facebook Marketplace. Step 2. Track your progress daily. Create a simple way to track your daily progress. Sarah uses a habit tracker on her phone, but you could use a wall calendar where you put a satisfying check mark each day, or a jar where you add $1 for every day you complete your challenge. The key is making progress visible and immediate. Every day you successfully complete your challenge, you get that little dopamine hit of checking it off. This is the same psychological mechanism that makes games addictive, but you're using it to build wealth instead of wasting time. Step 3. Design your reward system. Here's where most people get this wrong. They either don't reward themselves at all, or they reward themselves with something that undermines their goal. Sarah has a brilliant reward system that actually reinforces her financial progress. 4 daily challenges. She has small, free rewards, a special tea, a 20-minute walk in nature, or an episode of her favorite show. For weekly milestones, she might buy herself flowers or take a relaxing bath. For completing the full monthly challenge, she has bigger rewards that align with her goals. Maybe a book about investing, or putting the money she saved towards something she really wants. The key is that the rewards celebrate your progress rather than sabotage it. Don't reward yourself for saving money by spending money you don't have. Reward yourself for saving money by acknowledging how good it feels to be in control of your finances. Sarah's favorite challenges. Let me share some of Sarah's favorite monthly money challenges that you can adapt for yourself. The restaurant challenge. Instead of eating out, cook at home and transfer the money you would have spent as savings. She averaged saving $180 per month this way. The declutter cash challenge. Sell one item every day for 30 days. She made over $400 one month and felt amazing about clearing out her space. The skills investment challenge. Instead of scrolling social media after work, spend that time learning a skill that could increase her income. She used this challenge to learn about investing and eventually started earning dividend income. The gratitude abundance challenge. Every day, write down one thing you're grateful for financially, no matter how small. This one shifted her entire relationship with money from scarcity to abundance thinking. The compound effect. Here's what happens when you do this monthly. Each challenge builds on the last one. The money you save in January's challenge becomes the foundation for February's investing challenge. The skills you learn in March help you earn more in April. Over time, these monthly challenges compound into massive life changes. Sarah says the monthly money challenge is what made everything else sustainable. Instead of trying to change everything at once and burning out after 2 weeks, she changed one thing each month and made it fun, bringing it all together. Let's bring all 3 practices together and see how they work as a complete system. On the first Sunday of every month, Sarah does her money date, immediately followed by her future self visualization, and then she designs her monthly money challenge. The monthly routine, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., monthly money date. Financial snapshot, previous month review, upcoming month planning, automation check, 10 a.m. to 10:15 a.m., future self visualization. Connect with 10 years future self. Receive guidance and motivation. Feel the emotions of financial success. 10:15 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., monthly money challenge design. Choose focus area. Set specific, measurable goal. Design tracking and reward system. That's it. 90 minutes once a month that completely transform your relationship with money. The rest of the month, you operate on autopilot, guided by the intentions you set, motivated by the connection to your future self, and engaged by the challenge you created. But here's what Sarah discovered. These practices don't just change your finances. They change how you approach goals in general. The monthly money date teaches you to face reality honestly. The future self-visualization helps you connect present actions to future outcomes. The monthly money challenge makes personal growth fun and sustainable. She started applying these same principles to her health, her relationships, and her career. Monthly check-ins, future self-connection, and gamified challenges became her approach to everything important in her life. Within 2 years, Sarah had not only transformed her finances, but had gotten a promotion, improved her health, and strengthened her relationships. All because she learned how to make sustainable change in one area first. Common obstacles and solutions. Now, let me address the 3 most common obstacles people face when implementing these practices, because I want you to succeed, not just feel inspired for a few days. Obstacle 1. I don't have time. 90 minutes once a month is less time than you probably spend on social media in a single day. If you truly don't have 90 minutes, start with just the monthly money date. 30 minutes that could save you hours of financial stress and poor decisions. You can add the other practices as your life allows. Obstacle 2. My situation is too complicated. Sarah thought the same thing. Multiple income streams, irregular expenses, student loans, mortgage, investments. It felt overwhelming. But that's exactly why these practices work. They don't require you to simplify your situation. They help you organize and understand whatever situation you have. Start with practice 1, just taking that financial snapshot. You can't manage what you don't measure, no matter how complicated it is. Obstacle 3. I've tried things like this before and failed. The difference is in the approach. Previous methods probably asked you to change everything immediately or track every penny forever. These practices are designed around how change actually works in the real world, gradually, sustainably, and in a way that builds on itself. Plus, you're only committing to 1 month at a time. You can't fail at something that only asks for 30 days of focus. Here's what I want you to do right now, while you're feeling motivated and before life gets in the way. Look at your calendar and block out 90 minutes on the first Sunday of next month. Title it, My Monthly Money Transformation, or something that excites you. If the first Sunday doesn't work for your schedule, pick whatever day works consistently for you. The key is making it recurring and non-negotiable. Second, write down one specific monthly money challenge you'll start with. Maybe it's saving loose change for 30 days, or cooking dinner at home 15 times this month, or selling 10 items you no longer need. Make it specific, measurable, and exciting to you. Third, and this is important, tell someone about your commitment. Text a friend, post in a Facebook group, leave a comment below this video. When you make a public commitment, you're much more likely to follow through. And finally, if this video helped you, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I create content like this every week to help you build the life you actually want. And subscribing helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this message. Remember, you're not just managing money, you're designing your future. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay off, every investment you make is a vote for the life you want to live. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. These 3 practices, the monthly money date, future self-visualization, and monthly money challenge, are your tools for building that future. Use them wisely, use them consistently, and watch how they transform not just your bank account, but your entire relationship with possibility. Start this month. Your future self will thank you. What's your monthly money challenge going to be? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more practical strategies for building wealth and designing your ideal life,